Okay. Hopefully you should be able to hear me well. There's a lot of wind outside, so I'm trying to manipulate my audio settings to make sure you can hear me and not that. Hopefully this works out okay. We are into the first draft.
Radiant team pick.
This is Revenge representing the Birmingham City University against Queen Mary University. Those two bands, Winter Wyvern and Slardar, by the Birmingham side. I guess this kind of takes out two of the big opening combos for Queen Mary. Without Winter Wyvern, they can't take Winter Wyvern Doxia. Without Slardar, they can't take Doxia Lich. And what they think are the two most important heroes out of those two, but that does leave Tusk Dazzle if Queen Mary want to take that. Alchemist Doom banned. From the Queen Mary's side, they take the second pick, Tusk. Birmingham get the Earthshaker.
5 seconds remaining.
I'm just going to make sure my in-game audio settings are fine, which I think they are. I'm probably going to be a bit quiet in-game, but not a great deal to do about that now. After the Tusk pick, already eating into their reserve time to decide what to get second, and they do decide to go with a Dazzle. So what we can pretty fairly assume is Queen Mary's support duo already taken.
Seconds remaining. Dire team ban.
They'll take the AA, so this may well be both support duos picked up now. Ancient Apparition pretty good against the Dazzle.
Seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time. Radiant team ban.
BCU will take out the Undying. Pretty good combination with the Tusk Dazzle there. The Undying can get into the perfect position for his tombstone, right on top of the enemies, with the aid of the Tusk Snowball. Get him right in there. A couple of easy decay stacks. Plus Heal Bomb. Tusk, there are a few heroes which make for a really nasty combo, and Undying is one of them, so that will get taken out. Queen Mary will take out the Anti-Mage. I don't know if they know something about BCU that I don't. Maybe if they have an Anti-Mage player. It's not that common to see it in a second phase ban. But one of the stronger late gamers, they just don't want to be split pushed out. Anti-Mage very hard to deal with without a lot of specific builds and heroes locking down. The Wraith King and the Queen of Pain
Radiant
banned
team
afterwards. The
pick.
Queen of Pain ban and no Shadow Fiend ban leaves Queen Mary able to take their Radiant Shadow Fiend if that's what they want. They don't have the best supports for it. They don't have a support that likes to hang around on the mid lane like the Winter Wyvern or the Bane. But the Radiant Shadow Fiend, regardless, gotta be tempting for Queen Mary's right now.
10
See if that's what they want to take.
5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
If anybody wants to tell me in chat what the audio is like, if there are any issues, I'll try and sort those out before the start of the game.
War Chief.
Centaur Warrunner, last from a pre-patch past there. Interesting one, that's surely going to be probably their solo offlane. And probably going to be a dual lane bottom and a roaming Tusk.
Seconds remaining.
Timbersaw.
Radiant team pick.
We've all seen it in our pubs by now. It's a failed Timbersaw. Let's see what BMU want to do with it. Now they are against the Centaur and the Tusk here. Two strength heroes pretty heavily countered by the Timber. Not a great deal of lockdown from either of them. Timbersaw can Timber Chain over the Ice Shards.
10 seconds remaining.
Gyro pickup from Queen Mary. They're leaving their mid lane for last pick here. Gives BMU the chance to maybe ban out the Shadow Fiend, but maybe they don't want it all. Maybe they want to pick up a Windrunner, maybe they want to pick up an Ember Spirit. Because so many mid laners have gone through, leaves a quite open-ended draft.
Ember Spirit.
Radiant team ban.
Well, Ember Spirit will get picked up by BMU. They'll take that themselves. The Queen of Pain already banned out, one of the best ways to deal with the Ember. Birmingham City probably considering. I'll be calling them BMU. It's
5 seconds
BCU.
remaining.
Birmingham City probably
Reserve time.
considering a Wind Ranger ban. Queen Mary will ban the Shadow Fiend themselves. That is interesting. Assuming there's gonna be I don't know, a Timber safe lane, Timber off lane and an Ember Spirit safe lane maybe. Don't know what they're thinking
10
exactly.
seconds remaining.
Birmingham, the last ban now.
5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
The Lena will be the last ban from Birmingham. They're worried about the pure damage that will go through their Ember Spirit Flame Guard. Also a little bit more lockdown for the Timbersaw, and obviously the pure damage very good against the Timbersaw, who will be picking up a lot of health and will be getting a lot of armor and health regen from the reactive armor. So burst damage, one of the best ways to deal with the Timbersaw, and pure damage even better. Invoker will be the last pick. We've got a Samael on both teams. Queen Mary gonna shore up their lanes. Most certainly going to be a roaming Tusk, Gyro Dazzle bot,
10 seconds
Centaur top and
remaining.
Invoker mid. Got a minute and a half of reserve time left for Birmingham City.
Reserve time.
So they're going to have a good think about this. Let's see what they've got left. They do still have the Windrunner. But what really matters in terms of whether they pick that is whether they have a Windrunner player.
Juggernaut.
We'll take the Juggernaut, so it's either going to be the Timbersaw or the Ember Spirit mid. Meh, could still be the Juggernaut. Very open draft. 4 melee heroes. And that's against the Timbersaw. Sorry, that's against a Centaur.
Prepare for battle.
And a Gyro and a Tusk. So, whilst we're here, we'll quickly run through players on both teams. I'm not going to be able to read the characters on some of these, so AA and Juggernaut are just going to be AA and Juggernaut from here on. Don't wish her wiser on the Earthshaker. Awesome on the Doom. Over on the Radiant. Phoenix playing the Invoker. Eric Wake on the Gyrocopter. Waterbear playing the Dazzle. Hammerhead on the Tusk. And Good Hunter on the Centaur. We have 5 heroes from both teams here in the bot lane. Tusk on top of the hill. I think this did get pinged out. Ancient Apparition has leveled up the Chilling Touch. Not applied it to the heroes yet. They're going to wait to see if they need it. They've backed out from this little nook here. Now let's see if they do want to take this fight. They don't want to fight against the Ancient Apparition. All the extra damage from that. So the Ember Spirit will be getting this rune. Invoker will get the top. And both teams will back off into their lanes for now. Timber's going top. He's going to be solo up there. It's going to be a tri-lane versus tri-lane bot. Juggernaut, Earthshaker, AA. Versus the Tusk, Dazzle, Gyro. The AA makes for a pretty tough tri-lane, but with 2 melee hero counterparts, it's not going to be quite as dangerous. Ember and Invoker. Invoker's gone for the early points in Quas. He's going to have the Cold Snap if he wants to get a little bit more harass out onto the Ember. Timbersaw, this should be a pretty good lane for him up against the Centaur. He should be able to do quite a decent amount of damage within a 2 or 3 levels. Just by draining away his health with his Q. He's already got a point in his reactive armor. Dazzle trying to get some damage out into the Juggernaut, but not quite there. Now the Cold Snap onto the Ember Spirit. He's popped the Flame Guard, but he's not going to be blocking a great deal of damage here. He's taking a bit of damage from the creeps, but Invoker back enough just to make sure he gets as much CS as he can here. He will regen him pretty quickly. He's got the shared tangles and he's got the extra 4 or 5 regen from the Quas. 6 actually. Just trying to get in the faces of the dire tri-lane here. A lot of health for it. Let's have the Mango and the Tango. Who's picked up by the Invoker. 4-man's shield here really helping the Ember Spirit, blocking a lot of that damage. Tusk is going to snag the haste rune. I doubt he's going to leave that for anyone else to get it. Going to try and get something done mid, but I don't think he's going to be able to achieve too much here. He's going to come in behind the tower. The Cold Snap goes out. The Flame Guard is popped, and here comes the Snowball. This might be a chance for first blood. Where's the Ice Shards? Oh, it's not there! Tusk is only level 1, and look at all the damage done here. I don't think Ember Spirit will be able to get back in range of the Invoker, and if that haste had run out just a little bit sooner, that would have been the first blood for the Ember Spirit. So not the best result from that rotation. And the Bostle is flying out for the Ember, so he's going to have a pretty happy lane. He's already well ahead on the CS. 13 and 5 against 9 for 3. The Invoker not quite having enough damage to really beat out the Ember Spirit here. No points in Exort, going straight for the Quas Wex. Even invoked an early Tornado here. For 800 range Tornado. Up top lane. Tusk has moved up. I think he just wants to find more levels here. But with this, will the Dire take this as... See, this is their chance. Find a fight bot. There's not a great deal going on yet. Both of the... Or at least the Gyrocopter has boots. Mid lane, Ember Spirit not scared at all. Happy to walk up to the top of the hill. In the knowledge that the Flame Guard will protect him from a lot of that damage. He's gone 2-1-2. Don't think that should hurt him too much. Having to take that early point. In the W. Top lane, Timbersaw. As I said, farming very well against the Centaur. The Centaur 8-0 to the 16-6 on the Timber. Also out leveling him now that the Tusk here reaching some of that XP. Bot lane, Earthshaker coming in from the side. Will take quite a bit of harass. This Tri-lane not doing a great deal of work. They're trying to get him range of the Dazzle, but he's stuck on the wrong side. He will get caught by the Juggernaut now, almost certainly. Does he have a spin? Yes, he does. And a nice grave will force the Juggernaut to come a bit further. Going to force him to dive under the tower, and he's going to be on the wrong side here. The smoke pop there, and this is going to be a dead Juggernaut, I'm certain. Trying to get some crits in on the Gyrocopter, but here's a rocket barrage. The Gyro will just about survive. Earthshaker wants to get another fissure, but it's going to be a little while before he has the mana. Gyro should be able to limp away. Meanwhile, top lane. Sorry, that was mid lane. A rotation from the Tusk finally gets a gank onto the Ember Spirit, and that was just 50 XP before he turned 6. That really did need to happen to try and slow down the Ember Spirit, who's kind of getting carried away on the mid lane. Bot lane Juggernaut. Farming almost towards his other two lanes. All 3 Dire cores farming better than all 3 of the Radiant cores right now. BCU, the laning phase, working pretty nicely for him. They are behind 1 kill, and one of those is a kill on the Ember Spirit. Hopefully the farm will be able to make up for that. Ember Spirit now has his level 6, has a defensive remnant. He's moving in towards the mid lane. I don't know if he'll be able to do anything here. Maybe just wants to find some XP. Leave the Juggernaut and the Earthshaker to grab a little bit more, since they don't think they're going to be able to find any kills. Juggernaut is a hard hero to fight. Now, a little bit of damage going out with the Centaur. Timbersaw has a level 4 Timber Chain, so 220 pure damage. And then some. Every few seconds. Already got his arcane boots. Invis rune popped by the Ember. Is he going to walk up the hill and try and get the Invoker? If he gets a chance, this is almost certainly a dead Invoker. And the Tornado EMP though, going to try and deal with it. And the Snowball coming in. There's the last little bit of damage needed, and I think the Ember might get away from this. The poor man's is doing it. Ember's rotated. He's going to try for a second kill, and Tusk. Timbersaw decides not to go for that. Now he does. That's the mana for the Timber Chain, and it's going to be 2 kills by BCU. So now that's the laning phase pretty firmly in their hands. Gyro struggling to just about keeping up with the Juggernaut, but the off-lane farmer getting as much as the carry. Not really what you want to see. The lane's worked out pretty poorly. Queen Mary's. Now Fissure does hit on the Gyro, but he's on the wrong side of the tower. And the wrong side of the Fissure, sorry. Now EMP will go on the Ember. He doesn't have Slight to block that. I had to use the bottles to regen up. He's picked up his boots. Bot lane, 4 heroes here. Timber is hoping that someone overextend. Gyro's quite a long way forward. So a lot of flat cannon damage going on to the Ancient Apparition, but it's unlikely that Gyro's going to be getting away from this. The spin, following him out, Dazzle's had to grave himself, and it's not going to do him any good. Timber chain forwards, Chakram actually misses there, so Dazzle might even survive that. Vision misses as well. I'm not sure if it would have been enough damage anyway. Probably would with the level 3. Youngwood coming out to try and save the AA. And despite all of that, only 1 down, but it was the Gyrocopter, so BCU probably going to be happy. Ember trying to find a rune bot. Get it. Ward coverage lacking from the Dire right now. Despite what should be pretty free movement from the supports, they've only got 2 lane wards. So Ember gonna struggle to get the runes sometimes. He will be able to get top now, and he's gonna grab a bracelet. He'll be going for the drum before he gets his Battle Fury. He's going to grab another Invis now. Ember probably going to want to stay in lane. Vicious pings coming out from the Radiant side. They want to try and catch the Timbersaw. Phoenix moves over, so this is it's very unlikely the Timbersaw's getting away from this. Hold down. Level 3 Rocket Barrage and a couple of spells from Invoker in the Tusk. It's a nice kill onto the Timbersaw, who was caught out on his own, playing a little bit too confident now. Visual and Searing Chains from the invisible Ember Spirit does latch onto the Gyro. Is he going to get away? He will have one more heal actually, he backs away from the Tusk. Ember Spirit going to have to remnant forwards, and meanwhile, over on the right side of the fight, Invoker came in, got the Earthshaker with an EMP. It's a 1-for-1 so far, but Tornado misses, and that's going to be the AA walking away from that. The only level 4 AA, not a hero that... Oh wow, the snowball forwards. Well, it's onto a Timbersaw, not ideal, but kind of outnumbering all these heroes right now. Is he going to try and get the big combo? But he's... The Chakram just going to clear the way for the other heroes to get to him. Ancient Apparition, you're up a little bit too far now, buddy, and the Cold Snap goes out, but Fissure, so many of these heroes so close to being dead. Now Gyro pops the cooldown, he's back in at full health, and this is going to be a dead Earthshaker as well. Invoker gets the AA. How did he even do that all the way up here? Did he have a Sunstrike? No, I think it was with another Tornado, so that was actually a really good fight for Queen Mary's. They, with the Dazzle, managed to keep everyone with just about enough health. Dusk and Invoker walking away from that on pretty much nothing. Gyro came back in at the end, and why that puts everyone on the net worth. Invoker with that got double kill during that, so he's doing pretty well. Timber now falling behind, only 500 gold.
Dire's bottom tower has been denied.
Above the Centaur, although I do get their bottom tower denied, so not so bad for them. Timbersaw has Soul Ring, Arcane Boots, probably going to go for Bloodstone. It is going to be fairly late unless he starts to really ramp up his impact in these fights.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Gyro coming in from the side. So will chain away just to make sure he doesn't get caught by a cooldown there. Top lane Weave comes out, Dazzle is hit level 6, really. The supports on Queen Mary's doing a lot better than the supports on BCU. Ancient Apparition, a hero that really needs to get those early levels. Now look at that, look at all the damage going out to the Juggernaut. But the spin and the fissure Dazzle actually walks back in range of it. He will be able to get the kill with a huge auto attack, 100 damage auto attack from the Dazzle with all that minus armor from the weave. And that makes it very much worth it, the kill on the Juggernaut there. That's not so bad. Ancient Apparition, a hero that really struggles if he doesn't get level 6. He is 5.5 now, so... Ember Spirit. Was out a couple of remnants. Get back to... Wants to catch someone up top, but he will all be spotted by the newly planted Observer. Centaur will stay up here for now, halfway towards his Blink Dagger. Gyro has the Morbid Mask, has the ring. Timbersaw gets the DD. I don't know why he didn't leave that for maybe the Juggernaut or somebody else. A Juggernaut with a DD and Omni Slash on anyone is going to be a kill, but Ember moves down, gets a bounty under the nose of the Invoker. Now, almost max the Quex. The Wex. Dazzle will place the ward up on top of the hill, will spot the Ember Spirit. Just to make sure he wasn't spotted doing that, and now Snowball onto the Timbersaw mid, the Walrus Punch, the EMP. You're not getting away from that one, buddy. Really nice play. Now 2 caught. The Tornado will create the space that the Tusk needs to get out. Shaker chasing the Juggernaut back with a homing missile. Perseverance is picked up by the Juggernaut. Classic Chinese Juggernaut that in the meta right now. Going for the early Battle Fury. Top lane Earthshaker. Has Soaring Boots, but a long way away from. Now look, top lane, the AA Ice Blast does go out, and that is not going to be enough to... Dazzle is not going to be enough to save the Tusk here. He will opt from that. That's a 1-from-1. It's a 1-for-1, sorry. But the Dire not getting any experience. There's a homing missile somewhere chasing out the Earthshaker. A long way from the blink yet. Centaur 700 gold away from his. Vision to try and defend the tower. It will be alive for a little while yet. We're gonna happy to farm up the bot. He's more than halfway to his Battle Fury now. Needs to pick up the 2 damage items. Now Timbersaw. Oh no, that was an unfortunate direction to walk for the Gyrocopter, and that's going to be 3 pretty easy peasy kills there. Tusk snowballs in. Omni Slash still available, and that's going to clean up these last 2 kills. I think this is going to be a 5-man wipe. Wow. Just the positioning there a tiny bit off. If there was only 1 hero caught in that Ice Blast rather than 3, maybe he would have been able to turn that fight around, but all that burst damage. The Echo Slam, the Ice Blast. Timbersaw and Juggernaut chased down the last 2 kills, and that was, I think, a 5-for-1. Gyro is TPing in. This is a hopeful TP, buddy, but all the ults he used, so we'll be okay. The Weave will go out, but Dire have to just walk away at the end of that. 3 TPs to the top lane, not going to achieve anything. They don't even have Stampede anymore. It's used, but very little effect. That will almost even out the scoreboard at 11-12. Five Dire heroes. Up behind their tier 1 mid.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
Very
attack.
little pushing going on from either teams here. The bottom tier 1 was denied by the Dire, and then Radiant top tier 1 was destroyed, but otherwise every tower in the game alive.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
But there's not a great deal of push on either team. Invoker, all of his push comes from when he goes Exhort, so...
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Dusk, as the headdress, he's going to be farming up the mech at the bottom lane. Earthshaker, despite that good fight, he died immediately after the Echo Slam. I think he was the only casualty. Bottom lane, Ember Spirit chasing out the Tuscan with the Timber here. Actually misses. Wow. Gyro just gone from full to nothing. Ice Blast flies out somewhere. It hits onto the Dazzle. He will be able to survive that. Will be able to heal himself with the Ice Blast on him, but Imbecile gets another just insta-kill onto the Tusk bot. Second initiation, Centaur just unable to do anything about it. He really needs to pick up his Blink Dagger. He's still over 500 gold away.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Now Queen Mary's very much falling behind here. See what the Golgraf has to say. Yeah, just after those last two fights, that's a 6,000 gold lead for the Dire. Tusk making his presence known, the two defensive remnants dancing around. Dire are just going to walk away from this one. They've baited about 2 or 3 TPs here. Gyrocopter, from the last time we looked at him where he had the Morbid Mask, all he's picked up is a Belt of Strength. What is he going to be building with that? Oh yeah, the Sand. Okay. I'm going to go for the SMY. Mark up on the Ancient Apparition. Maybe going to see if they can find someone in the jungle. Centaur is in here trying to finish off his blink. Finding him would be a nice little answer. Timbersaw takes a sidestep from the Bloodstone to pick up a Blink Dagger, and he's already found another 2,000 gold since then. He's 7k on the net worth. We saw it earlier in the game with the CS, and now we see it on the net worth chart. 3 Dire Cores and then 3 Radiant Cores. Those last couple of fights. Birmingham City just walking all over Queen Mary's.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant structures.
Juggernaut level 11 has his Battle Fury, has an Omni Slash. Any 1, 2, 3 heroes that get caught in that, probably all dead. Tusk trying to get some more money towards the mech, but top lane initiation by the Ember Spirit. Imbecile follows in and just all this burst damage. Completely deleting the heroes in no time at all. Ember has his drone, got some more stuff flying out for him. That's actually the completed Battle Fury. Now the double Battle Fury out. Double Battle Fury's out. For Birmingham City, and they're in a pretty commanding position in this game right now.
Dire structures are fortified.
Heroes sat mid. Earthshaker. He's going hard support this game. He's not going to have the Blink Dagger for a long time, but with the initiation from the Timbersaw and the Ember Spirit, not feeling like he needs it. Speaking of initiation, Snowball will dodge the Ice Blast. Will still get hit by the effect of Earthshaker. The Echo Slam does hit on 2, I think there. Invoker going down so fast. Dazzle graves himself once more, but it's not going to do a thing. Gets killed by the ranged creep, I think, there in the end. That's a 2 for nothing, 3 for nothing, including a Tusk buyback. Gyro trying to push the side lane up here. Has picked up a Sand, but what's that going to do for him? Centaur actually catches the Juggernaut. I think that was before his ult went out as well. Don't know how they managed to find the catch on him. That must have been with the snowball and the blink. Juggernaut dives super fast. Timber Sword doesn't manage to get to the other side. Will he have enough damage to bring him down? The stomp, the double edge, but Ember Spirit swiping through them all. Double kill for him. He's 7-1 and 7. Another 1500 gold after only just picking up the Battle Fury. This is going to be a really tough hero to deal with, and Gyro only did a little bit of damage to that tower. Just doesn't want to get involved with these fights anymore. He's dying so fast for the Timber Saw, but it's going to be very hard for his team to really take a proper position in those fights. AA doing a little bit of damage to the tower. Needs to be careful not to get caught by the Cold Snap and the Orchid. Finally up on the Invoker. Flying out on the Dire Courier. At the full Bloodstone now? Onto the Timber Saw. Oh, that's flanked to someone else. Yeah, gets a lost hit on the tower. Ember catches with Searing Chains. Pull down comes out. This is going to be a dead Invoker even at the end of the Shallow Grave. Snowball forwards. There's two heroes in that. Tried to save the Tusk. A lot of damage going out into both of these heroes, but Timbersaw comes in. Look at the Stampede though. That's going to let the Tusk get away, and he dodges the Chakram. Really well played. Centaur Radiant bringing this fight. Two heroes super low. Tusk ain't scared about it. He wants to chase down the AA, and he does, and that's a 5-man wipe. 5 for 2. Just as it looks like the Dire have all of the tools that they need to win these fights. Great Stampede timing, great play by the Tusk. He's living life completely on the edge. Knows that he doesn't need to be afraid when all the spells have been used, especially the Ice Blast. He buys back into that fight, I think. Gets the snowball on the AA at the back lines, whilst the Centaur clears out everyone that's left. Another fight, I think. Juggernaut did get out the Omni Slash there, but he didn't do as much as he wanted it to. Everyone caught in 2 or 3 caught by a Centaur Stomp. That was a really nice fight. I'm gonna try and stop the bleed here. Hey, Ice Blast, that hits on nothing there. I'm maybe expecting the Invoker to walk away. Radiant did lose their tier 1 mid. And the Dire, although they lost the fight, they still are very fond on all these cores, and it's only gonna get worse from here. What is this Timbersaw doing? He's trying to put together his Bloodstone right now. He's struggling. Leaves the energy booster on the outside. There we go. He's got it. That's the Bloodstone finished on the Timbersaw. 26 minutes in. Not that good for the safe lane, but he did sidestep for the Blink Dagger, so he's going to want to find some fights right now. Invoker coming in. The Ice Blast misses. The Fissure misses. Invoker baits out a couple of spells, clowns on him, just walks away to the side. Don't know if that was a perfectly calm and collected execution or just a little bit of panic from the Dire, but either way it works out fine. Level 11 on the Earthshaker, but I feel like he needs to be going for that Blink Dagger, even though his team has a reasonable amount of initiation. Just the surprise of the Echo Slam into his other disables. Super important. Earthshaker, probably one of the highest impact support heroes when he finds just a little bit of farm enough to get the Blink Dagger, and that's kind of all he needs to make a huge impact. But Invoker walking behind, he's should be able to see the AA. They see him though. Don't know if they saw him on the vision from the tower, or whether they can just see their footprints in the snow. Earthshaker tries to get a fissure onto him now. someone's TPing in on my backline. They did see the Invoker. Chakram's flying around, getting rid of the trees. Invoker really living life on the edge right now. They've placed down Sentry. They've seen him. Ice Blast going out. Look at how many spells this Invoker is basing out. But now the double damage Ember Spirit is here. He doesn't catch anyone with the chains. Tower gets denied, and that's apparently going to be the end of that. Felt like there was a few good initiation opportunities. But Gyro probably telling his team, guys, I'm 100 gold away from my BKB. Just wait a little bit. I'll join the fights. And we'll push down some towers. 3 heroes sat on the high ground here. They might be considering a smoke. Yeah, they'll pop it. It won't be spotted by the Radiant, who have no wards out on the map right now. Look at all this that you can't see.
Radiant's bottom tower is being denied.
They're going to use that to go into the Roshan. Another deny on the tower here.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Midas is picked up by the AA. Just need to catch up on some levels. Timber trying to get some damage out into the Gyro. The homing missile will pop the Timber there.
Ro16 has fallen to the Dire.
Never refuse gold given.
Juggernaut gets the Aegis. Let's see what they want to do with this. All 3 tier 2s available to push down. They've got pretty limited aggressive warding themselves, quite a lot of defensive warding around the Roche pit. One of the entrances to their jungle, but beyond that, lacking. Invoker pops another Ghost Walk, wants to see if he can face out another few dozen spells from the Dire. Lines drawn by the Tusk do not enter our jungle. Radiant still no idea, even after all this time, where any of the Dire heroes are, probably assuming they're smoked up, making the Radiant super defensive all around their tier 2 and this one ward that they've got. Gyro has the BKB now. Faker finally making his way towards a blink. But the Dire are probably fine with this. They know that they're at risk in these fights after that last team wipe. They know that they've almost certainly got the late game here. The Juggernaut and the Ember really going to outclass pretty much just the Gyrocopter. But meanwhile, Ember Spirit wears the Orchid. It needs to come out really soon. Ember actually didn't have any remnants. A big misplay by him. The Orchid does go out, and this is going to be a very dead Ember Spirit. Where were your remnants, buddy? He's gone. Nice pick. 600 gold for the Invoker. Gyro finding the time to farm up a stack whilst that's happening. He won't be seen right now. Regen rune in the river. Pick that up when he's done. Still got his 10-second BKB ready. Earthshaker farming in the jungle. 500 gold to his blink. The Aegis only being used to farm right now on the Juggernaut. He's collected a Manta style since the last we looked at him. castle, getting a little bit of push out into this top lane. Juggernaut's eyeing him up, wants to try and find a kill here, but I don't think he'll be able to get there in time. Imbecile trying to find a chase, but they're not going to catch him here. Dazzle turns around. Now I can feel that there's going to be a reaction from the Radiant, and here they are. They see that the Invoker's there from the footprints on the creeps. And they'll see that he's on top of the Juggernaut now as well. Ultimate Orb in the pocket with the Invoker. Interesting to see what he goes for with that, and he will catch the Invoker. You've been playing this game for too long, son. The fissure will finish him off. And now let's see how they want to fight without that. Now they've only taken out the Aegis, which is in the middle, in mid-air here. There's a BKB off both the Gyrocopter and the Centaur. They're going to do as much as they can with that, but the Omni Slash flying around all over the place, but it hasn't taken out any of these big cores that they really need here. Timber is busy chasing down the Tusk, but Ember Spirit. Nice bit of damage there, and that will be 5 down. Centaur there did manage to finish off the Juggernaut for 800 gold, but got the streak, and Arm on the Dire. Queen Mary's maybe thinking that the Aegis had time to run out there, but it's only about the 4-minute mark.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Now the Ember Spirit, he has a mad style of his own to try and get rid of that silence. He's going to go for the Crystallis next.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
Now Invoker maybe thinking about a catch onto the Timbersaw, who now has 11 Bloodstone charges and 4k gold. Well, he wants to get the Octarine core super strong on the Timbersaw. Tier 2 top was taken, and all 3 of the cores, particularly the Ember Spirit, really pulling away from the Radiant right now. Gyrocopter going to struggle to keep up. 10-second BKB of both the Centaur and the Gyrocopter wasn't enough when they were just being sliced away by the Battle Fury on the Ember Spirit and on the Juggernaut. Pure damage from the bounces, I think. Sorry, from the cleave. And physical damage from the Sleight of Fist and the Omni Slash. Run picked up by the Tusk since the mech. Does get caught. Snowballs and avoids the fissure. And the Spirit does get stunned, but easily carves through the Tusk. Ember chasing, trying to find more, but Link's already been used. Haste is popped by the Ember. He doesn't have a defensive remnant down. He has caught the... Oh, he did have... Oh, he just popped out a remnant in the end there. Baited out a BKB, and this is going to be a nice time for BCU to fight. At the front, throws out a tornado, only catches on the one.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
He's gonna take a lot of the creeps
Radiant's
back,
bottom
but
tower
Juggernaut
is
happy to
under
stand on the
attack.
front lines, tank up that tower. Upkeep goes out into the Ember. The EMP does hit onto the Earthshaker and the Ember Spirit, pretty low on mana now. Juggernaut frantic with trying to get away from the homing missile, but it won't work yet. Imbecile. Slowly chomping through these trees with the timber chain, trying to get as far behind the Radiant as he can. Tusk right at the back lines here, waiting to come in and maybe save somebody with a snowball. All 5 heroes from both teams posturing here at the bottom. Ember has just destroyed quite a lot of the trees he might want to use to fight. Gyro moves forwards. Timbersaw uses his own BKB to dispel the silence, and now the Evoke is going to be going down. really fast. The Gyro doesn't have his BKB for this fight. The Echo Slam locks down the Centaur. I don't think he even got his BKB off. And only level 3 on the Shallow Grave. Doesn't have another one to even try and save himself. 5-4 nothing by BCU. They're going to be extremely happy with that. When this tower goes down, the Ancient Apparition is going to pretty much have an Ags finished, and this is maybe the point of no return for the Radiant. I don't know what they're going to do in these fights. Take these heroes down. 2.2k health and a BKB. Another 4k gold onto the Gyrocopter. More stuff flying out from the Ember Spirit. What is it? It's a finished Daedalus now. They'll take one lane of Rax. They'll get out. Radiant heroes slowly respawning. Dusk probably wants to find somebody on the retreat, but won't work for now. A smoke just to make sure they get away from that. And Roshan, what good timing, is up. And we all spot that out. Juggernaut will move in there. See what he wants to spend all his money on. Pretty much buy whatever he wants at this point. We do tend to see Scardies at some point by the Juggernaut. Could well drop the Hoarded Mask and put that up. Almost be able to finish that straight away. And the Spirit, no minus armor, but he'll still drop. The carries. AA will TP back to base, heal. Tags. Also got a gem. Gonna try and remove any dreams of map control or vision from the Radiant. The Dire getting ready to close up this game. Gonna take quite the fight from the Radiant. Stop them from moving forwards here. Ember Spirit charges ahead. Does get a crit. Not quite enough damage yet. Dazzle. Now who has the Aegis this time? It's on the Ember Spirit now, so a lot of damage into this Juggernaut, but look at that, Timbersaw just pops the Invoker. Ice Blast is flying forward, does hit onto the Centaur, who stampedes himself in, but instantly gets Echo Slammed. He will get to take down the Earthshaker, and BKB is up on the Timber. He does just manage to Timber Chain himself away, but look at all the damage being done by the Gyrocopter. Can he get away from this? The Ice Blast debuff just lasting for so long. Centaur goes down, and Gyro trying to limp back into base. Has to stop to defend from the super creeps in the bot lane. Now the Juggernaut and the Earthshaker did go down. He did take the Aegis off the Ember Spirit now. Ice Blast flying in. Will just about be dodged by the Gyrocopter. You probably saw that. Oh, Timbersaw moving forwards, and he's actually going to do enough damage to pop the Gyro now. That's got to be frustrating. Ember Spirit left to slice up this tower. This is going to be another lane of Rax, and wouldn't be surprised to see the GG called very, very soon. QMU. Falcon gets caught. EMP out onto the Ember, who is now silenced. He doesn't have a Mantis Tower right now, and this is probably going to be the Ember going down. That's pretty nice. Invoker ends the mega kill streak. That's 1,200 gold. Look at all the damage going onto the Timbersaw though. He doesn't have much armor when his reactive isn't popped, and with the weave, minus 17. Very nice. Did you take out the Ember and the Timbersaw there? Not quite over yet.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Ancient Apparition though. Finishes off the Invoker. That Ags AA, brutal. Very, very tough to deal with. Especially when you're hemmed in base. The AA, there's not really anywhere he can throw that Ice Blast in the base from so far away that he's not going to hit someone and probably pick him off. Centaur, 150 gold from an Ags. Hopefully he can save that for maybe the Omni Slash, maybe the Echo Slam. He pops a Stampede as soon as the Omni Slash starts. That is going to be a lot of damage mitigated. But we'll see if it's enough. Back in the dire jungle, we see the Juggernaut decide to go with a BKB. He knows that he just needs to be chasing targets, and he upgrades the Morbid Mask into a Mask of Madness. He just wants to break through as many heroes as he can. Not have to spin and get away, he's just taking so much damage. Early on in these fights, Timbersaw trying to make his way away here. Timbersaw does manage to just Timber Chain over before the stun from the Poison Touch hits. Ember happy to follow up the stacks that the Radiant have kindly prepared for him. Juggernaut is here, he'll pop his first BKB charge, he'll walk forwards instantly, the Invoker is gone. And he'll turn onto the Tusk. Nassel's already been taken down, trying to save Gyro here, but he hadn't picked his Ags yet. Sat in base, and Gyro goes down beyond the flash. Back. Just about available on the Gyro pop, so maybe he'll pop that to try and save the third lane of Rags. No. No buyback on the Invoker. Really struggling in these fights, and promising quite a few times. Not a stomp in this game by any means. Played that really well. Mary's signs of life. But the Ember farmed up Battle Fury really quickly. Great itemization. The BKB purchase by the Juggernaut, the Manta by the Ember Spirit to make sure he didn't die to the silence. Really like the BKB on the Timbersaw as well. Anyway, stick with us, we'll be back very soon with the second game.
When did it become okay to be the same? Did we choose to have no choice? To be average, ordinary? Or do we still have the bravery it takes to do something no one else is doing? We are Honor, and we are brave. Are you? Are you brave enough to be yourself when everyone else is being everyone else? Gurus, shiny logos, designer prices. Are you brave enough to demand an alternative? Yesterday's technology, slow speeds and inferior displays. Are you brave enough to expect more? Are you brave enough to make a change for the better? Honor, clearer, further, faster. For the brave.
Yeah, game 2, we are on. The Winter Wyvern and Doom bands from Birmingham City. They'll take the battle, and they do have the chance to take the Tusk. It was a combo last game, but it didn't work out for Queen Mary's. Ember Spirit, possible respect ban here.
Seconds remaining.
By QMU.
5 seconds remaining.
Also ban the Alchemist and take the Earthshaker as the first pick. The Earthshaker is an interesting first pick. Both of these teams seem to value that really highly. Birmingham, after going through 30 seconds of overtime, will finally pick up the Magnus. I'm not sure what the reasoning behind that is.
10 seconds remaining.
It's very unlikely that this is a hero that's going to be...
5 seconds remaining.
It's going to be banned at any point by Queen Mary's, but they'll take it regardless. The Slardar has made it through this far. Birmingham even taking the Magnus over the Slardar.
Seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team ban.
The anti-mage banned once more. We saw it last game. We get this game. More accurately, won't. The stage ban's looking the same this time.
Ban.
Now let's see what's available for
10 seconds remaining.
combos for these two teams. The Lich is still available for
5
Queen
seconds
Mary, can make for
remaining.
a pretty formidable offlane.
Reserve
We actually
time.
see the teams on the same sides as they were before. Bingham stay on Dire, Queen Mary happy to stay on Radiant. Queen Mary can take Lich. The Dogs here is still available for Birmingham City. Really nice combo with the Magnus. The
Dire team
vacuum could
ban.
set up for an RP and a skewer. Also the possibility of skewers through walls and those kind of things. The Slardar, maybe Birmingham were hoping that
10
Queen Mary would
seconds
forget
remaining.
about it so they could take it later.
5
Magnus.
seconds remaining.
Finding an RP into a Slardar Crush is also another really nice combo.
Reserve
And
time.
Earthshaker, another combo taken away from him.
Dire team pick.
Birmingham will ban the Invoker, which caused a lot of trouble for him last game. Obviously they did end up going on to win that one, but Invoker was quite a lot that game, kind of clowning on him. Now, despite all this, Tusk's still available.
10 seconds remaining.
Queen Mary may be going to be slightly hesitant to pick it up because they already have 2 melee heroes, but the amount of work that the
Radiant
Tusk
team
player
pick.
did last game, I wouldn't be surprised to see that one again. Birmingham City will get a gyrocopter for themselves. Didn't really do a great deal last game. A couple of solo pickoffs earlier on with a cooldown and the Rocket Barrage alongside the Tusk to hold them in place. Gyro very good in those situations where he can get out a lot of damage, but
10 seconds remaining.
didn't find the farm to have really any game impact in the late
5
game.
seconds remaining.
Wind Ranger at your service.
In Ranger completely ignored last
Dire
game, will get
team
picked up
pick.
this time. That's going to be the mid from Mary's.
Shadow Fiend.
Shadow Fiend again,
Radiant
banned
team
last
pick.
game, only in the last phase. It is a Dire Shadow Fiend, it's not a massive difference, but a lot of teams generally not keen. Birmingham City will be happy with it.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Still got a minute and a half of overtime.
Reserve time.
Queen Mary's maybe going to think of ways to try and deal with the Shadow Fiend there. Is the Bounty Hunter, which does see some success. There's obviously drastically dropped off since the nerfs to the AoE vision on track. Now only provides vision
Witch Doctor.
on the heroes. I'll take the Witch Doctor. I
Dire
do
team
quite like
down.
this. There are going to be a couple of heroes, Magnus and the Gyrocopter, kind of charging forwards to do what they can here.
10
Shadow
seconds
Fiend.
remaining.
Maybe Shadow Blade or
5
Blink in to
seconds
try and wind up a
remaining.
Requiem. After the Magnus skewer, the Bouncing Cask is a nice way to deal with that.
Reserve time.
The AoE damage from Maledict, a nice way to deal with the Dazzle as well. It does last a long time. What's the duration on that? 12 seconds. Not much longer than the Shallow Grave. And although there's a lot of kind of strong meta heroes on the Dire at the moment,
5 seconds remaining.
the Dazzle, the Gyro, the Shadow Fiend, there's just so much control
Reserve time.
available for QMU. Three potential stuns from the Earthshaker, one from the Slardar, two heroes by the Shackle Shot from the Windrunner, and who knows how many from the Paralyzing Cask.
Dire team pick.
Up to 8 bouncers. Those initiations are going to be extremely risky. Risky.
Warlock.
For whoever takes them out. The
Radiant
last
team pick.
pick is going to be a Warlock. So pretty much everything is relying on a good RP here. They're really lacking in control. Birmingham City. RP into cooldown, Razors, Requiem,
10 seconds remaining.
and Golems. Chaotic Offering.
5 seconds remaining.
Oh, now QMU probably thinking about their
Reserve time.
carry. Anti-Mage is already banned, Wraith King is already banned, Spectre, the 5th ban. Don't know if QMU were thinking about that one. 40 seconds to decide what they want. Phantom Lancer is still available, not necessarily the best against all of this AoE. They do have a Sven, we have seen, sorry, a Sven which we have seen run a few times. Quite a bit in the major, a little bit in Nanyang.
10 seconds remaining.
They will pick up the Phantom Lancer. This is a very, very risky Phantom Lancer game. Gyrocopter, really good counter to the Phantom Lancer. Shadow Fiend, easy to raise through those illusions. Chaotic Offering. PL gets caught in the middle of that. He's not really going to be able to get out. I like the rest of the lineup. Lots and lots of control. PL is going to be really relying on his team to get him out of those tough situations. We'll see a TP out by the Warlock again. This is the captain here. I think they said he was called Yemo. I think they carry Gyrocopter. Going on the Dazzle and Awesome on Magnus. Radiant. Earthquake. Playing the PL. Waterbear on the Earthshaker. Phoenix on the Windranger. Hammerhead on the Witch Doctor. Finally, we have Good Hunter playing Slardar. Going to be 5 Radiant heroes going bottom, 5 Dire heroes
30
going top.
seconds to battle.
No competition over these runes. Ranger should be getting one and Shadow Fiend the other. We are going to see a Magnus off lane. Maybe with the Warlock? I think the Shadow Fiend Warlock Dazzle are pretty unlikely to, but we'll see. we'll see heroes from both teams moving towards their lanes now. Hold on, I'm just having some audio issues myself with my headset. Witch Doctor will try and get some harassment out onto the Magnus, who does have a stout shield. He'll give the Witch Doctor a quick smack back. Phantom Lancer, unlikely that the solo Magnus is going to be able to do anything to stop his farm, so let's see what he can do. That's not. Ranger and Shadow Fiend. Shadow Fiend got quite a bit of harass out onto the Rangers so far. Top lane. That's all Morlock. Not even pulling, just killing these creeps. They do have this lane ward that we should put down earlier on. See where the Slardar is, but right now nobody's even contesting him. He's perfectly allowed to get in XP range here. Shadow Fiend, I completely missed that. Wind Ranger tried to go for a shackle shot of her own. I don't know if that was a defensive one or not, but hold on, I've really got to fix my audio here. I'll try and keep an eye on what's happening in. Magnus is stuck on the wrong side here, but he's got the level 1 skewer. The only skill he's got right now. Shadow Fiend, this is not the start that the Radiant are going to be hoping to have in their game. Try and keep an eye on Warlock. Trying to get in range to cast the Shadow Word, not quite going to be there. Shadow Fiend going to get a DD here, as if the Wind Ranger needed to deal with. She has managed to stay a little bit ahead on the CS. Shadow Fiend up to 19 souls with the souls he got from that kill. Not going to matter too much for him that he's a little bit behind on CS. He's got the boots, he's got the bottle, he's got the Wraith Band. Wildbear on the Earthshaker, chasing Awesome on the Magnus back a little bit. Oh dear though, that's not the position he wants to be in. This is a lot of damage going out here and the shockwave is there. Waterbear Earthshaker really low, he wants some help, but the creeps have been pulled. He's a long way away from any help. He's really going to struggle to get away from these creeps, and Magnus is claritying up. He's got a shockwave. He will be able to see the Earthshaker, but he doesn't want to dive too hard. He's low on health himself and he'll actually overextend, go down to the Witch Doctor. Sorry, I'm trying to reassemble an audio jack at my desk here. I've got no game sound right now. Top lane. Slardar not managed to find any CS, and actually only still level 1. He's struggling a lot more than I thought he was. It seemed like he should have been able to stay in range for a lot more creeps than he has. But apparently not. Gyro and PL both farming pretty well in their respective lanes right now. Bottom lane though, because of that altercation and I think an incomplete creep pull, they didn't manage to pull through or kill the entire wave. Magnus gets an invis and uses it to push the Witch Doctor onto the high ground. He should be able to fly a TP out, he's doing that already. This shouldn't hurt too much, won't be up there for long. PL, in the meantime, we'll get some damage onto the tower, and in the meantime these... Magnus has lost a little bit of XP, but this will probably be a level 4. Yeah, level 4, approaching level 5 from this huge wave that's going in now. Going top lane, Witch Doctor decides to rotate. Doesn't want to be messed with by this Magnus anymore. Okay, I'm hoping I can get audio back in both ears. Not too much to hope for, whatever. Magnus, go down the hill to get away from the Earthshaker. Wind Ranger now really struggling in the mid lane. Has Boots and Bottle now. But Shadow Fiend, 11 denies. He's up to 29 souls. He's got the power treads. He can pretty much do. Since the Witch Doctor rotated up, Slaughter has been able to make it to level 3. While on PL, since he's slowed down a little bit. We'll have a few creeps near his tower now. Oh. Dazzle. Poison Touch. Gyro moves in. There's a little bit of damage going out into the Gyro, but it's not really anywhere near him. Slaughter will be able to sprint himself away, but not a good exchange there from QMU. Shadow Fiend, thankfully for the Radiant. No stacks been made just yet. Shaker looking out onto the gyrocopter. Didn't have the fissure quite in time. He didn't use the mango and he didn't gyrocopter when he was out of position, so Warlock just moved in, threw out a fatal bonds. Nothing will come of that. 41 CS now to the Shadow Fiend. Wind Ranger, pretty much half that. Having a really bad time. Shadow Fiend even has a regenerator. I feel like the opportunity for rotations has been here. If the Witch Doctor and the Earthshaker have got the time to spend up in this top lane, sure, they've got time to help out the Wind Ranger mid, but it doesn't seem that way. The Wind Ranger will be left to fend for herself. Magnus will pick up a bounty. He's going to try for another skewer onto the high ground here, but instead we'll get held in place. The focus fire, this is probably not going to be enough. The skewer was actually on cooldown, but Wind Ranger forced to walk away from that. Didn't even get a rune. Might even have to go back to base here so she doesn't die to the Shadow Fiend, who now has a haste rune. Is level 9, even has a level in the presence of the Dart Lord. He is just so far ahead right now, and this is without any supports, stacking camps or anything like that. 1v1 lane, he's completely dominated in.
Structures are fortified.
Top lane being pushed by the Dire. Cooldown will go to the Slaughter, who does have sprint and will pop it now to get away from this Gyro. Very nearly caught up with the phase boots there. Has the Helm of Iron Will. He's going to be getting the Helm of the Dominator. Mid lane, there is a dive from the Shadow Fiend. Where is team? He's still diving way back to the tier 3s here. Wind Ranger doesn't have any mana whatsoever. Now there's two heroes here. There's a Witch Doctor. Now Shadow Fiend just turns around, one raise onto the Slaughter with the sprint active, and that's another kill.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
Slaughter just Shadow Fiend completely clowning on the Radiant right now. Where's his net worth doing? Look at that. 5k, 2k ahead of the safe lane, free farm PL.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
They're going to have to think about how they want to deal with this. He could pick up a mech right now. He could pick up a Blink Dagger. He almost got a Shadow Blade if he wants that. Only needs to farm up another couple of camps. Now, some stacks being done over here by the Dazzle. Let's see if it attacks again. I don't think it will. This could be the Shadow Fiend, more likely the Gyrocopter going to be taking that one. Gyro will cut the Helm of the Dominator, grab a Centaur and take that over to the Ancients now. Fatal Bonds, level 2 in Flight Cannon. Or even pull over the smoke camp to get the extra farm out of that. A lot of damage being done. The large creeps, the aura is putting up a bit of a fight here. We'll eventually eat through all that. Magnus has made his way to level 6 and even got some arcane boots. How's his CS? And all of this has managed to pick up 21 CS. Even after dying once, he's got arcane boots and 700 gold towards a blink decker. This is a pretty successful offlane right now. Finally! Well played. The Wind Ranger had a shackle there, I think. Or not? Just good bounces and a power shot. We'll take out the Shadow Fiend, who maybe got a little bit too confident there when he had the DD active. 600 gold into the Wind Ranger's pocket. Exactly what she needed to try and get herself back into. Now 1000 gold can pick up the energy booster if that's what she wants. I suspect it will be. Bottom lane, Phantom Lancer. Eyes on the Magnus, who does have an RP. He'll be skewered first. He'll skewer one into the other. RP after that, and then just walk away. Now, likely that he's gonna die from the end of this. There's no Echo Slam, the preemptive grave by the Dazzle. Will save the Magnus. Shadow Fiend moved down. He's picked up a Link Dagger. Wanted to try and find a fight. That's a level 2 Requiem ready. Whilst it looks like there's nothing going to happen, I'm going to try and play with my headset again and get that working. Okay, I got it. Bot lane, 3 dire heroes, including the Magnus. I want to try and get something done here. PL almost takes the hit from the Dazzle Shadow Wave, but not quite.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Phantom Lancer throw out a little bit of harass onto the Dazzle, but somebody to come down and try and bring the fight. The Dire here, and there have been 2 TPs, a nice cask bouncing around, but the Warlock ult will cancel the channeling. The Death Ward there. Shadow Fiend moves in, a double raise onto the Phantom Lancer will take him down. And now chasing off onto the other heroes. The Golem is chasing this Earthshaker, who's still level 4 at about 4 or 5 minutes after the last time I saw him. Shadow Fiend blinks forwards, gets the kill onto the Wind Ranger. That's a double kill for him, and this Earthshaker is not going to be getting out. He's going to try and waste as much time as possible. Even as the Shadow Word on him, that was a 4 or nothing.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Might recap, unfortunately. Didn't account.
Radiant's
Shadow Fiend,
are fortified.
100 CS, almost 8k net worth. Very nearly the net worth of the PL and the Wind Ranger put together.
Is under attack.
Shadow Fiend, this is just completely the opposite of what the Radiant wants to be. Shadow Fiend, one of the toughest heroes to deal with when he gets significantly ahead. Try to take over the Radiant jungle here. Skewer forwards. We have an RP. Yes, he does. He'll catch 2 in it, and he'll set up for nothing so far. The bouncer's going, and Shadow Fiend down to miss the cooldown. Gyro is here to try and take some heroes out, and that's a really quick double kill. DL trying to do some damage. Phoenix, they're both focusing down separate heroes here, and let's see what it'll mean for him. Gyro, it does mean they get a triple kill. The Magnus does have the amplified damage on him. It'll wear out now. Focus fire is there. Oh dear, though. Didn't wait to see where the skewer was going, and Magnus will get away from that. He'll pick up a Blink Dagger after that fight. Arcane Boots onto the Warlock now. Dazzle with the DD, trying to duel it up with the Wind Ranger. Does find a big stack. It does see it. This is like a quad stack right now. Won't even manage to stop. Stacked one further. Yeah, that's a big stack there for the Gyrocopter. Got the helm, got the Yasha, even got a Boga Club on top of that. This will be his SMY and then some. Now, 4 heroes here. All want to get in on the XP. Warlock and the Dazzle keeping the cores up so they can finish off this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 large ancient creeps. Witch Doctor tried to get a bounce onto the Magnus there. Shackle attempt too, just a little bit too far away. Lardar, bot lane, picks up a 1. He's got 870 gold in his pocket. He is still quite a distance. From the Slardar. From the Blink Dagger, sorry. Shadow Fiend. SMY of his own, finished. Gyrocopter, does he have anything on the career right now? No? He might not be going for the SMY, he might be going straight into a BKB now, but we'll see. Farming up the top lane with mostly empty camps. Now, 4 heroes mid. Ro has TP if he wants to join. Earthshaker are very long way from the Dagger. We saw it last game and we'll split this game. Just everything being thrown to keep the creep wave away to stop the dire push. Trying to create some space for the Phantom Lancer to push in the bottom. So has the Aquila active in mid lane. Whilst that's happening, the blink forwards by the Magnus, the chaotic offering dropped on top of that. Witch Doctor's going to be going down too. Going to try and make some room to get the Wind Ranger away, but you're walking the wrong way right now. Don't try and turn on the Magnus. This isn't the moment. And that is going to be 4 dead. EL did get the tower killed and do quite a bit of damage to the Gyro, but will be forced to back away himself. And now, with the Golem, they'll go and take a tier 2. There's nothing stopping them doing this. So much damage already. Shadow Fiend with all those souls and Empower. 220, 21 damage a hit. Now, big Echo Slam from Earthshaker. Where's the rest of his team? Nowhere. Oh dear. Could have been fantastic there. Go. Golem gets shallow graved. That's something that works. Okay, amplified damage goes out to the Shadow Fiend. Will be chased up by the Slard now. Now Gyro comes in from the side. It's going to be a very quickly dead Witch Doctor. Heal's trying to do as much as he can right now. Almost takes out the Warlock, but the big heal is there, and this is going to be the Warlock surviving thanks to the Shadow Word. Wind Ranger trying to turn and get more kills with the power shot, but just ends up with her dying again. Water Bear, fantastic start to that fight. Ended up being almost exactly even gold trade. Shadow Fiend loses gold and the Wind Ranger gains gold. I guess that's the upside of it, but it did end up being a 5-2. Feel like with slightly faster TP reactions from Slardar and maybe the Witch Doctor there, and that could have been a better fight, but all these heroes are just so far behind on farm. Slardar, 20 minutes and no Blink Dagger. Wind Ranger only now after that fight will pick up the axe. Lancer does have his diffusal, so maybe this is a little bit of a power spike. When hopefully they'll just let the Slardar, give him a minute or two of farm, try and keep him safe, let him get his Blink Dagger, and then maybe they can try taking the fight to the Dire. Very tentative, maybe. Reached out to Wolf Farm at this top lane. Gyro stacking up the groups again there. The Ancients will see him on top of the hill somehow and turn and attack him. I don't know. Do the Ancient Black Dragons have flying vision? I guess that must be it, but I don't know, whatever. We'll get the last stack. They will pop a smoke at the end of that. Shadow Fiend most of the way through a BKB. Magnus will blink up the hill and actually miss the skewer. Able to split from the gyro to avoid the cask. I'm gonna say that was deliberate. And even though there's Radiant heroes there, the Dire know that it's going to be very, very tough to stop them from doing this Roshan, so they'll just weave straight in. They have the level 2 presence of the Dark Lord, they have the Weave, they have the Medallion on the Dazzle. Earthshaker moving in, Fissure hits only on the Shadow Fiend. Does he have another Echo Slam? He does have it ready, but there's one hero not here, it's the Slardar. He really wants to get the Blink Dagger before this happens. He doesn't want to lose his gold, but in the meantime, all his team are going to get taken out. The triple kill by the Shadow Fiend, just from the Requiem and one raise, and now it's going to be an Ultra. 240 damage a hit. Second level of Empower, he's going to be getting an Aegis, I'm sure. Drops his TP for it. That's going to be the BKB finish too, so now we have a 14k net worth. That's like 700 GPM or something, let's find out. 640 right now. At only not even 23 minutes into the game. He's got an Aegis, he's got a BKB, he's got an SMY, 1500 health, 2 lives, 10-second BKB, and a Blink Dagger to get in and out of fights. This is going to be such a tough comeback for the Radiant to attempt, but he's going to try and start it here with a kill onto the Gyrocopter. The good bounces there. Will be a nice quick pick off. The Witch Doctor does get it, and usually it'd be kind of unfortunate for the Windrunner to not get that, but Witch Doctor making his way towards an Aghanim Scepter, hopefully. Arguably the best Scepter hero in the game, certainly one of maybe 5.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
They can get a little bit of control by the Echo Slam and the Fissure to fight later on. Into a Witch Doctor, Ags level 2 or 3 ult, that will be a big deal in those fights. That might be the potential turnaround, and that might be where they decide to focus now. PL trying to farm, but he doesn't have a Vlad, so the Ancients taking their toll on him. Just going to have to back out of this one. I don't think he'll be able to farm this end. Fight. Breaking out to the west. 2 heroes trapped on the wrong side of the Dire right now. Gonna try and quickly kill off the Dazzle. He will have time for the Grave. That's unfortunate. Here's the RP. The two just walk into each other. Shadow Fiend is here for the Requiem. Echo Slam does take out the Dazzle. Now this is a pretty good combination here. There's Crush onto 2. The Maledict does take out the Warlock in the end there. I'm going to try and keep track of both sides of this fight. The Magnus is going down. He gets, as a Force Staff, forces himself over, but Slardar follows him with a Blink Dagger. Where's his sprint buddy? He could have caught up and had a hit onto the Magnus there. Fissure onto the Gyro, try and keep him away. It's a really good fight so far from the Radiant, but Shadow Fiend wants to turn that around. Great juke there from the Slardar. Runs up into this little crevice and blinks down the hill. So that's the first BKB charge completely wasted on the Shadow Fiend. Awesome on the Magnus, getting way too greedy. Hopefully he'll die from this, but bounces not quite right there. Shadow Fiend level 17, walking up to the Witch Doctor, 1 raise and 3 clicks. Witch Doctor is gone. Now he turns his attention to the PL. No control to keep him in place right now. Magnus, too far back. He's waiting for his next RP. All the heals going onto the Shadow Fiend now. Radiant. Such a weird fight breaking out. All in a big circle around the Ancients. Shadow Fiend, Shackle Shot in place. But 3-man crush there takes out the Shadow Fiend, but the Chaotic Offering is here. The flat cannon hits and the cooldown. Double kill for the Gyrocopter. Another goes the way of the Warlock. PL's had to buy back, but there's no Echo Slam available. The Earthshaker does have a blink, but it's not going to mean anything just yet. The Bouncing Cast going through a couple of heroes. Trying to do some harass onto these heroes, try to keep them away, but not going to be enough right now. Nice 4-man fissure, but RP onto the PL. Only catches the Witch Doctor, but that's an important hero to catch. He did have his ult ready. The Witch Doctor actually went for the mech. And that's not going to be the item which allows for a comeback right now. Now, Dire. Shadow Fiend hitting heavy. The Aegis has gone. The second BKB has been popped. Gyro and Shadow Fiend not really taking any damage at all. Gyro getting another double kill. He's on a mega kill streak right now. Reckham is wound up. Shallow Grave onto the Gyrocopter, and that is a GG call as the Wind Ranger goes down. Buyback by the PL. And that really was pretty much the Shadow Fiend show. He had a nice little supporting cast there. Magnus creating a lot of space around the map, skewering people onto the high ground, getting RPs onto, wasting a lot of time just making sure that the supports had to spend so much time dealing with him that the Shadow Fiend, after that early solo kill on the mid lane, just rolled and bowled out of control. Okay, that is a 2-0 victory. Birmingham City University against Queen Mary's. We will be back tomorrow for another game. Let me just check what that is. Going to be LSE versus Southampton. That's going to be a good game. I've been casting LSE in a different tournament, and their current Dota team is really convincing. We'll see that tomorrow, 8 PM. Okay, thanks for tuning in, everybody. You can follow me at twitch.tv/maxisonfire. We hope to see you tomorrow. Thanks.